يُبْصِرُونَ بِهَا, or they should have eyes with which they will see. So the idea in traveling here, according to this ayah, is that when people travel, their understanding will open up. They will get a better understanding and appreciation of the world in which they live, and they will get a better understanding and appreciation of their Creator as well. Imagine that. You see, if you think of a religious message is usually about being good, praying, fasting, and giving charity and so on. Here is a religious message in the Quran that is actually encouraging people to travel, because in traveling, your mind's open and you recognize Allah Azza wa Jal. So many other passages of the Quran tells us, Siru fil ardi, travel in the land. Why? Because when you travel, you will come to recognize Allah Azza wa Jal. And at the same time, the Quran tells us to study, to investigate. And this is one of the things about traveling. If somebody wants to go and study some Aboriginal people in some other part of the world, they have to travel. They have to go live among those people and study them. We go and we visit different landmarks in different parts of the world. We visit historical sites and we learn something. So all of this involves traveling, not staying in the same place in which you are all of the time. And this principle of traveling and exposing yourself to more ideas might be tied also to the Eid. When we go to the Eid prayer, it is recommended that we take a different route back from the Eid prayer. One route to the Eid prayer, another route back. That has many benefits, including that people will see that many Muslims are like many. Wherever they look, they see that they're Muslims, right? So many Muslims. But the other thing is that the Muslims themselves will become more aware of their environment. They see another route. Like if you always drive to the same through the same route to your work, that may be the most convenient route that you have discovered for yourself, right? But it's actually recommended that by non-Muslim thinkers. They recommend that you take another route sometimes, because you will see something else, your mind will open up, you will get more experience and better ideas. So Islam incorporates all of this wisdom which people may or may not discover outside of Islam, but we have it already there on a platter for us from our Creator, because He created us, He knows what we need, and He gives it to us in His book in such subtle ways. In this surah, we learned that Ibrahim alayhi salam was directed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give the message about the Hajj to all humankind. And of course, at the time when Ibrahim alayhi salam must have announced this, nobody was there to hear him, because it was a barren desert. And now, all over the world, people have heard, and 2 million will flock to Saudi Arabia to perform the Hajj at Mecca, and will gather at Arafah, inshallah. So where do all these people come from? The Quran says that they will come from min kulli fajin amik, from every deep ravine people will come, and they'll come by all of these different modes of transportation, and they will witness the benefits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created for them. At the end of this surah, we have a very interesting ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He has named you Muslims. He has named you Muslims. So that is the name, that's what we are called as followers of our faith. We are Muslims. And nowadays we see that Islam is divided up into so many sects and followings, and people even within the same group, they try to divide themselves even more. And some try to go around putting labels and say, no, you're not on the right path, I am on the right path, you're something else and I'm something else. They adopt new names. And so they divide up the ummah. And brothers and sisters, the Quran is calling on us to be one ummah. And this one ummah has a name. We are Muslims. We are the Muslim ummah. So He says, هُوَ اجْتَبَاكُمْ, He has chosen you. وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ, and has not placed on you in religion any difficulty. مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ, it is the religion of your father Abraham. هُوَ سَمَّاكُمُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِ, He has named you Muslims before. وَفِي هَذَا, and in this book, Allah has named you what? Muslims. So that's what we are. We should say we are Muslims, and not try to segment and divide ourselves. Sometimes the names are inescapable because they are historical. So somebody may ask you, are you Sunni or Shi'i? And sometimes you have to say, okay, yeah, I'm a Sunni. I come to the Sunni mosque, but I have nothing against my Shi'i brothers. They are also of the same faith. You know, in the Shi'i faith there are many different distinctions as well. But we should try to be more embracive as much as we can. We should recognize the common elements and not try to dwell on differences. Especially in our present circumstances, you see that everywhere people are looking down on Islam and thinking that Islam is a problem, and they're coming down on Muslims, introducing bills that will result in more scrutiny of Muslims and Muslim institutions and so on. So to deal with this, we need strength, and strength comes in numbers. We need to band together, not only among Muslims, but even with people of other faiths who share common elements with us. When there is something of common good affecting Muslims and others, we can join with others in battling the issues that threaten all of us together. So in those circumstances, we should not focus on differences and divisions, but we look at what brings us together. Now, especially for this ummah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be together. We are one ummah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called us Muslims. It is interesting that in that ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that He has not placed on you in religion any difficulty. وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He has not placed any difficulty on you in religion. If somebody is practicing some aspect of Islam and they find it difficult, you should know that that difficulty is not from Allah Azza wa Jal. That difficulty is due to some misinterpretation, some misapplication, some misunderstanding. So we should go back and study some more and find out where does that misunderstanding or misapplication or misinterpretation come from. Because Allah is very clear. He has not placed any difficulty on you in terms of religion. He has made the religion easy, workable, practical. Of course, it's challenging. To fast, for example, is challenging. But it's not meant for people who cannot bear it. It's not meant for children. It's not meant for the old people, for example. Old people can give a fidya instead of fasting. So it's practical and it's doable. When it becomes undoable, when it becomes impractical, you know that that's not a requirement in our religion. That's a very simple formula. The details need to be studied, but the simple formula is that the Islam does not place on us something beyond our capacity. La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wasaha. Allah does not burden a soul more than that soul can bear. That's about all the time we have for tonight's lecture. Unfortunately, tomorrow I will not be here, inshallah. So we will not have this session here tomorrow, but the prayer will be here as usual. We come and go, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always around, and we always worship Him and none else. So tomorrow, please come back out for the prayer as usual. But the lecture series will continue, inshallah, on Sunday, and the dinner is provided tomorrow and Sunday as well, so please come out and bring your family for the Maghrib prayer as well. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you all for your patient listening and for coming out here tonight, and for those of you who are joining us on the internet, sorry I won't be with you tomorrow, but Sunday inshallah, please tune in then, 8 o'clock Toronto time, that's Eastern Standard Time, and again at 10 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum.
We did it.
No, I do it. I got it. Okay. Okay.